All right, guys, it's late night and I'm editing the year end review. And I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for all the support, all the love, all the comments, all of the subscribes, all of the just the support throughout this year. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you for everything that you guys have done. It means the absolute world to me, and that is from the bottom of my heart. I don't care if these episodes get one listen or 100 listens or 1,000 listens. It doesn't matter. What I care about is that I'm reaching out to one person. If I can help make somebody's life better one time, that's all I'm here for, right? And so, with all that being said, we were actually able to reach our 100 episodes within the year. And that is such an amazing milestone. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the future. I'm so excited for the things that are coming forward and Patreon, especially. I am so happy for all of you who have joined. If you haven't joined, please think about joining patreon.com/whiskey shaman. Come hang out with us. It's fun. They just got some Christmas gifts. Tom, yours is on the way again. Glen Kieran's break. I'm sorry. They do. It happens. Casualties of war, as they say. But I can't thank you all enough for all the support, all the love. The year in review is an amazing episode. It's our episode 100, and I think it was very suiting for the year-end review. Even though it was done a couple weeks ago. I stand by everything I said during that. I'm happy with the way that everything's gone this year, and I can't wait for 2025. So y'all stay with me. Stay looking forward. We have so many cool distilleries and brands and people coming on. It's beyond my expectations. I can't tell you how excited I am for 2025 because it is going to be an amazing year. So, with all that being said, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, y'all be good and enjoy the episode. Peace out. Here we go again. Are y'all ready? This time we are doing the end of the year, the 2024 year in review. Y'all stick around. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. Welcome to the Whiskey Shaman Podcast. Just real fast, guys, before we get started with this show, I know you're excited to hear about this one, but I wanted to let you know that I now have Glen Kieran's. I don't know if you can see it right there. That is the shaman face, and it says the Whiskey Shaman on him. If you want a Glen Kieran, hit me up. But I don't know if you guys knew this or not, I still have challenge coins available. These are awesome challenge coins that actually fit right on top of your Glen Kieran to keep the bugs and nasties out. If you want a coin or a Glen Kieran or both, head over to shoot me an email or a DM on my socials, Whiskey Shaman Podcast at gmail.com. And I'm working on a storefront. I really am. I'm working on an online store, so you guys can just go click and buy from there. But that's 2025 goals. We're not there yet. So y'all head over to email me or in my socials and let me know if you guys want a coin or a Glen Kieran or both. Y'all be good. Thank y'all, and keep your spirits up. Thank y'all for coming back. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Y'all having a good holiday, good Christmas, good Thanksgiving, all the things. One sec. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get me a little sample. We're having some fun time. We're going to talk about the year in review. We're going to review this year. We're going to talk about all the things that we've done on this show. Um, so stick around. It's going to be fun. So let's get something in the glass because we're celebrating, right? And so this is a sample. Those of you playing at home on the Patreon will see that it is a small 1 ounce sample of Garrison Brothers Pure Honey Cast Strength. So I think this is like their honeydew, right? Only at cast strength. We'll see how good it is. And thank you, Doc Martinez from Old Fashioned Ways, for sending this over. I need to do that more. I need to do more shout outs to people who are gracious to me, right? I need to do that. Let's see if I can make it in the trash. The trash is full. I'll give you that much. The trash is full right now. No, no, no. I totally missed. All right, let's get right into it. I just wanted to kind of reflect on the year that's here. I don't have any background music or nothing. What am I doing? I am legit not doing my job. I'm very sorry. Y'all just excuse me. We'll do this one. That's just a little ambiance for us. Okay, so the year has been amazing. This has been such an amazing year for this show, this podcast, this whatever you want to call it. For me, in general, it was rough at the beginning. Obviously, the first 2 months were pretty rough. If you don't know, look at back episodes. There's quite a few of them about topic at hand, and then when we got our strength back, we went hard in the paint, brother. We went hard in the paint. There was 2 or 3 weeks there in March, April, something like that, maybe even into May. I don't remember the exact weeks, where at one point I had 3 podcasts in 1 week, interview podcasts that I was doing. I was trying to knock them out. I still am. I'm just trying to do the 1 week thing because that will ruin you and ruin your life, and you have no time because you have to come home from work, do the podcast at say 7 o'clock at night, whatever, and then go to bed. So it's really it was arduous, but at the same time it was a lot of fun. I don't know if I would do it again. I have coming up next week. I have 2 not podcasts, but 2 podcasts coming up, and yeah, so this will be coming out after those. So they were fine. One of them is or was the Germ from Freedom Malts, his blind challenge showdown round 2. I'm going against average whiskey drinker. Yeah, look him up on Instagram. He's doing a lot on Instagram. He's more into bourbons and allocated stuff. He really likes Still Austin, so I'll put that out there. He went to the new release of Still Austin and all the things. Really good guy from what I can tell. We'll see if the samples we get are I win or not. So I will actually, like I did the last time, I will actually record that and send it out to you guys just in case you missed it. I know it kind of sucks on the podcast when when you can't see it. So I will try to do the video of it on there as well, so you can go over to Spotify and actually watch it if you want to watch it. But it's like an hour, so I don't know if people like long form content. So it was hard for me to say. I haven't even started drinking, so anyway, let's get into it. Yeah, that was really. This is just going to be kind of off the hip type stuff. I do have a little bit of breaking news. All right. Let me get a little sip of this Garrison Brothers. Ooh, it smells like honey. It smells hot though. That is excellent. That's really good. A little spicy. A little hot on the tongue. But really nice. Really, really nice. I don't know if that's like a release they did. I don't know how he has a bottle of it. No, it might have been a distillery only thing. I don't know. They are really close to me, and I don't go there. I actually have never done a tour at Garrison Brothers. They're like 20, 30 minutes away from me. Sorry. Here's the news for this week. Now, I say I am recording this early, so there probably is more news about this now, but I thought this was a hot topic. I know, hot topic. Kentucky Owl, yeah, a bourbon brand owned by the Stoli Group, has filed for bankruptcy. Everybody's falling off, bro. First it was Waterford, now it's Kentucky Owl, marking the third major whiskey-related financial issue this year. Bankruptcy isn't directly attributed to Kentucky Owl's performance, but rather the broader financial challenges within the Stoli profile. Oh, evidently they are a wine group as well. They're wine sales. Kentucky Owl's history dates back to 1879. Charles Dedman revived it in 2014 by his descendant Dixon Dedman. He acquired the brand in 2017. They were going to do a $150 million distillery project in Nelson County. They had delays and financial instability. The bankruptcy adds to years of financial turbulence in the whiskey world following the situation with Macmillan in Sweden and Waterford in Ireland. Kentucky Owl's future under Stoli remains uncertain as the company looks to address the broader financial woes. And that's the thing. I'm going to get into it. You know I am. That's the thing, bro. It's like you can't just like go out there and release bottles. You just can't do it. They didn't even have, I mean, and this is no dig to them. They didn't even have a distillery, a storefront, anything. So it's very difficult. Not to say the whiskey wasn't good. I'm not saying it wasn't good. I've had a couple of Kentucky Owls. They're very expensive though. I've had a couple of Kentucky Owls that were pretty good. So yeah, take that for what it is. But it's hard when you're financially trying to support a brand and you have other brands under that same umbrella. Sometimes it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You can only sell so many bottles, and if the wine sales dip and you're sitting on cases of wine, that's not great. You need to be able to sell your product. So take that for what it is. I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know why all of these. See what it is, and again, I digress. What it is these bigger brands that are buying up distilleries and things like that. They are not really. They're caring more about the profit margins, right? They're not really caring about the product going out. Now, Dixon Demon, he was a very skilled at what he does, in the blending and stuff like that category. And so, like, he was trying to produce a really good product, but when you don't have the backing from the parent company, you're never going to make it. You're not going to be able to financially do the things. You're not going to be able to get good product. You're not going to be able to get good barrels. You're not, you know what I mean? So, like, if you don't have the backing from from everybody, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. And like I said, their bottles were very expensive. $150 a bottle. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's more boutique at that point, and then it kind of falls off. Let's get back to my part. No, let's get back to the year in review. The format of this episode, we're going to keep it real loose. We're just going to talk. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about all the cool things and this is not bragging. I'm not trying to brag. I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate the listeners. I just, as much as I hate Spotify, the year-end review that I got from Spotify was really good. It really was. It made me feel good. I am up 94% overall. It's amazing. 94% more people have come to my podcast.
I am top one podcast for 10 people. The top podcast for 10 people. Now, I understand there's a bunch of podcasts out there to listen to, and we all can't be Joe Rogan or Tim Pool or whoever. Let's see, your mom's house or whatever they are. Two bears in a cave or whatever it is. The comedy podcasts are really blowing up too. Comedy and OnlyFans people and uh, gamer podcasts and stuff like that. Those are really blowing up right now. The whiskey podcast game it's growing, but there's less people getting interested into whiskey. We'll talk about that later. But so the group that you have has to be tight. And obviously, the United States was my biggest country. I had a big following, a bigger following in South Africa. Yeah, I thought that's pretty cool. South Africa. And then what was one of the other ones that really stood out to me? Oh, people watched more of my videos longer. Does that make sense? Like a lot of times, and I get it, guys. You guys are busy. You're doing other things. I get it. You don't listen to the entire episode. But more people this year listened to 95% of the episode or 80% of the episode, which is really cool. So if you have to, put it on 2.5 speed. I'll just how I get a podcast, whatever. The highest engagement on some of them were it was really cool to see like the demographic. Obviously my demographic is 30 to 40-year-old men, obviously, because that's what it is. But it's really cool. Let's talk about guests. The guests that we've had on. I'm gonna have another little sip of sip. That's pretty good. No, let's not talk about guests yet. Like, let's talk about some topics that we talked about. Let's start at the beginning. One of the ones that I enjoyed talking about, and I know it was kind of, you got to go way back, January. Yeah, you got to go way back to January on this one. Was Dry January. The episode Dry January. What? I'm trying to be chitchy with all my my intro stuff. That one to me was I really enjoyed it because I couldn't drink at the time, obviously. And so I was talking about Dry January, and I was talking about how people use that as a crutch to go get plastered in February. Does that make sense? It was really cool. Go back and check it out. If you haven't, sorry if my chemo head got in the way of some of the stuff. It was really cool. Yeah. Weird whiskey. Another one was really cool. It was weird, just whiskeys that people are making from around the world. Yeah, and then one of the other topics that we got into that was really, really kind of hit with everybody was the bourbon breakdown type thing. A lot of people like that. I liked going in deep on different things of bourbon. And I think I might do that with the rye as well. You guys have listened to one episode of that, but I don't know. I might do another one. I don't know. I'll just see that rye episode was talking more about Monongahela and New England style. Maybe we'll go into different types of rye. Maybe even get into Irish rye and stuff like that. I'll do some research on it. Just to let you know, I do a lot of research. I have paperwork sitting right here just for my recap that I printed off and just so I can better give you the words coming out of my mouth. It is difficult. I'm not going. It is very difficult. So yeah, this year we dug deep. We dug really deep into the history and the mystery of bourbon. Like the time we uncovered the dark past of bourbon. We highlighted the fires and near closure and almost spelled the end of some legendary brand. Yeah. Or when we explored horror stories from craft distilleries. I still can't get over the fact that, like when, remember when JT Millett was telling us that their um, rice in the cooker blew up and it was all over the place. Just, some of these stories are just, I mean, I don't know. It was, it was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun. Um, it's so crazy to see how these distilleries are pushing the boundaries. You know what I mean? Like treaty oak, buried barrel. Some people, I've heard of underwater aging, barrels in the desert. All kinds of things that people are trying to do different things. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, it was really really cool to see all the different distilleries doing that. Um, so let's move on. Let's move on. Um, so one of my favorite historical dives was the Jimmy Russell episode. That one to me, I love Wild Turkey. I love everything they're doing. That one to me was good. Just getting to know some history of Wild Turkey and Jimmy Russell, a man that had been in the business for 70 years. That's a long time for one person. And he's still doing it to this day. Uh, and I hope he gets to do it for as long as he wants. Right? Eventually, you want to get it, don't you? You just want to go. Good Lord, it's got to be at least 88, right? Something like that. 85, something. Anyway, so let's talk about. Oh, remember when we talked about Four Roses and their foreign market issues, where they were only selling to foreign markets, and then they almost collapsed because they were only selling over there and they weren't selling in America. And then they were like, "Oh, America likes whiskey too. Let's go back there." And then they had to rebuild a brand. That's what happens. Mhm. So let's talk about some of the guests that we've had. I've already mentioned a couple of them. This is the year of guests. I've had some amazing, absolutely amazing guests. Uh, Lord, I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to go back and see which guests we even had. I'm actually gonna go back. So give me a second. I'm gonna look. All right, I'm back. I it's pretty bad when you release a podcast episode and you're like, I remember the guest, but I don't remember when it was. Do you guys remember back March 16th? Yeah, we had Devil's River. That was such an awesome episode. Mike, great guy, great guy. And then we did San Diego Distilling. That was a lot of fun too. Jake with the Texas Whiskey Festival. Bro, Jake, I love you. And then we did Lost Winter. Yeah, Lost freaking Winter with their Midwest. It was so good. So good. It's gone. They all gone. I was able to pick up 2 bottles. I got the Cedar Ridge and Boulder Shell. Whatever. Then we talked to Dad's Hat. Yeah, that was in May. We talked to Dad's Hat. And that was such a fun conversation because Herman is an OG at making his rye whiskey his way. Love that. Such great products. I actually picked up another couple of bottles, the bottled and bond he was talking about on the podcast. And then I found a single barrel cask strength stick. Of course, I'm going to get that. And then probably one of my favorite episodes ever. And I'm going to have quite a few of these. So just you. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about the episode all day, but just listen. Natterjack. Aiden is a beast. He is a beast. I cannot believe when he said he got hit by a bus. Like, seriously. Oh my gosh. It was so much fun talking to him. I would love to have him back on anytime. And then, like, literally the next people was JT Mellor. Mia is a fireball. She is an amazing person. She's so strong for her brand and the whiskey. Just killed the single barrel pick that I got. Yeah, it's gone. Then we talked to Emma, Daniel, and Irene Chan. And we talked to Bill Riley, Real Spirits from David Tavin. I could never get his name right? And then we had Kyle with Holiday Distilling. That was a lot of fun. It's a huge brand. I don't know why it didn't get better numbers. Just saying. If you have not listened to the Holiday episode, go listen to it. They are juggernauts in the bourbon game right now. You're missing out, brother. You're missing out. Then Vent Distilling. These are more recent, obviously. Ranger Creek. Found North. Nick is an amazing character. Can't wait to chat with him again. 10th Mountain, Still Austin. Again, Jason over there was really killing it. And then we talked to Cole over at HK Young. And really, really good person. Really cool to talk to. Then we talked to Nate with House. I know I say House, but like they say house. They're like Hinterhouse, the shed in the back. Which is kind of where we're at right now, right? We're in the shed in the back. Thank you, Nate, so much for continuing sponsoring. And then recently, just very recently, we talked to Brian over at Hard Truth. That was an excellent episode. And as of this recording, the last one was Compass Box. Yes, we talked to Compass Box. And that one to me, the fact that Compass Box came on this podcast, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can thank all of the people. I don't care who you are. I do not care who you are. You could be, Tobias over at ETOH. All of those guys, absolutely amazing that they took the time to come on a podcast and talk to me about what they're doing. That's pretty awesome. That's one of the things that I remember Tobias saying was, it's the flavor. It's not because, they're doing reactor aged whiskey. I know I still need to get into it. I'm going to, but they're doing reactor aged whiskey. And he's like, it's not so much about the age. It's not so much about the maturity of the whiskey. It's about the flavor. And it's about what the base ingredients bring to the table. And I thought that was super cool because obviously most people have never had a whiskey aged for 9 days. If they do, it is moonshine or it is white dog that has been in the barrel for 9 days. That's it. So that's super cool. Super cool. So let's talk about you guys, the ones listening and Patreon that are watching. Like you guys. Okay, so here's the deal. I need more 5-star reviews, and I need more questions. Give me some questions on episodes. Just say, hey, what do you think about this? And I'll try to get to it on the next episode. That is one of the things that I want to do. I want to have it more interactive with you guys, the ones that are listening and the ones watching at home. I want to make sure I'm doing the best for you. You guys, one of you guys' favorite episodes this year, in total, it was the yeast episode of the year, right? I wanted to get nerdy about yeast. Whatever. It was fun, but that was last year. But this year's episode, one of your favorites was, besides ETOH, it had pretty high numbers, was what was it? I don't even remember now. Oh, it was I think one of the bourbon ones. I think bourbon one. That one. And then Scotch 3, I think, got really high numbers. And I was like, why the third one? You know what I mean? Like, it's so strange. But, you guys like what you like, and that's cool. One of the questions I did receive that I thought was a really nice or a really good question was, how do you keep from getting burnt out? How do you continue to release episodes every week without stopping, without ceasing. How do you do that? And why do you do that? Why don't you take a break? Well, I'm going to level with you, and this might be some inside baseball or some behind the scenes stuff. There's sometimes I'm recording this episode right now, probably 2 weeks in advance. Yeah, you're going to see it at the end of December. I am recording it on the 8th of December. So, like I said, a lot of things can change, but there will be an episode next week, and then there will be an interview episode, and then there will be this one. So we're talking 3 weeks from now, I guess, right at the end of the year. That's why I'm doing it, right? So I do take time. I do take time for myself and for my family, and especially at this time, because I'm going to caveat to what I wanted to talk about before. Last year, I recorded episodes because I had nothing else to do. I wasn't working. I had to do something. So the episodes weren't great. This year, I want to spend time with it. I want to go do the things like this last weekend was our Christmas parade at our town. Our town does really ornate parades downtown. 4th of July, Christmas. What is the other one? Oh, the fair. Yeah. We have one of the oldest fairs. I've already talked to you about this, but we have one of the oldest fairs in the country. So they have a fair parade. Everybody gets their cowboy boots on and goes and hangs out by the street. Anyway, but this one was the Christmas one, and I was like, I don't remember last year's. There's a reason for that. You weren't there. You were sitting at the house. So this year is going to be a lot more family oriented because I couldn't even see some of the family and stuff like that. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that because we're moving up, we're moving forward, and scans are good. Everybody's good. We're doing amazing on our recovery. Everything's doing good. Doing all the things the doctors tell me to do, being a good boy. I could drink a little whiskey, not gonna lie, drink a little whiskey, but guess what? Keep it under tow. So one of the funny things that always happens to me, I come into this shed hot. You guys know that already. I come in hot. So sometimes, and I don't know if you guys can hear it or see it or whatever. Sometimes I will pause the recording, take a breath, regather my thoughts, and then go, okay, now let's go again. And then I'll blurt into some other things, and then we'll go from there. It's just really funny how when I prep for an episode, like I prepped for this episode about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Yeah. And I came in here and did the thing. I printed out some notes that I've been taking, and it's like, okay, let's go. It's so crazy. So crazy. But it's been really funny to see the growth of myself, to where I'm trying to be more eloquent with the things that I say and not ramble on as much, which, hey, that's part of it, bro. That's part of it. But keeping it dialed in a little bit. We have had technical issues. We've had technology issues. We've had failures. We've had flops. I use a streaming service when I do my interview podcasts. Guess what? Sometimes that streaming service, I do live in the country, and my internet is not great. Everybody tells me to get started, but I don't want to sell my soul to Elon Musk yet. I'm not going to sell my soul to anyone. That's not going there. But so yeah, let's talk about the top five of this year. And this is in no particular order because I cannot tell you guys an order because I don't want to show favoritism. Some of the best episodes that I have done have been episodes where, and this is going to sound Chenchi, I guess, but were episodes that I did not receive anything from the guest. Does that make sense? Because I get guests on here that send a lot of whiskey. For instance, and this is no dig to anybody, okay? For instance, Bent Distilling. Remember those? He said 5 bottles of whiskey, 5 full bottles of whiskey. And so did Real Spirits. Now, it wasn't all whiskey. It was 3 bottles of whiskey, a bottle of Pachuga, and a gin, which I have not cracked into, which I'm going to crack into. I love a good gin and tonic, but those are mainly for summer. Anyway, some of the best episodes I've had have been with like people like Emma, right? Talking about blending, or Daniel Whittington, right? He is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to whiskey. I know some people don't like him, and that's fine. But I do. He's a bro of mine, so I'm going to support him the best way I can. And then when you get some of the early episodes, I'm going to tell you this. I wasn't asking people if they wanted to send samples. The one that I did, one of the ones that did was Devil's River, right? They sent a bunch of samples. They're like the little mini bottles. Super cool. They sent a bunch of those. I still have them. I need to get them out and, I'll send them to Patreon or something. You'll get them.
All right, I'm going to sneak in here real fast, guys. I won't keep you long. I wanted to talk about our sponsor today. That is none other than Hinterhouse Distilling. This is the Batch 3 American Single Malt, their Discovery Series, their collab with Dust Bowl Brewing Company. And I was talking to Nate the other day, and he said that this bottle is almost sold out. So if you want to get one, go over to hinterhostdistilling.com and pick you up a bottle. I've been sipping on this one. I sampled this one out a little bit to some people. We've had some really good reviews with it. So if you're into American Single Malt, and they also have bourbons and other things, their Warming Hut was an amazing cordial or holiday drink that they made. I don't know if that's available anymore, so you have to check the website. But one of the things I will say, these guys are grain to glass. They're doing everything in-house. They're trying to keep it as local and as terroir driven as possible. So go over there, check them out, hinterhostdistilling.com. They do have pretty good distribution, so you should be able to get you a bottle. So y'all be good. Enjoy the rest of the show. And until next time, keep your spirits up. Way too close. I know I'm way too close. But I am going to be going live December 29th at about 6:30. We're going to talk about hitting our 500 followers. We're going to talk about our 100 episodes on our podcast. We're going to talk about all those things. We're going to have some special guests. So if you want to join, and we're going to have some giveaways. We're going to be giving away challenge coins. We're going to give away bottles. You name it, it's happening. So if you want to join, I'm doing it a little early so you can get to see everybody else as well. So if y'all want to join, click this link right up here somewhere on my face. Who knows? Click the link, come join me, come have some fun. I promise it's going to be a blast. End of the year, y'all have fun with your families, and happy holidays, and y'all be good. And until next time, keep your spirits up. Peace.
Little sample bottle of some. No, I already sent those out. I just have the ones that I have. Never mind, you ain't getting them. I think I have some coffee liqueur ones. I might make that, put that in my coffee. Not in the morning. It has to be on the weekend. You can't do that. You can't go to work. No. All right. So, in no particular order, some of the best episodes of this year have been Found North. Absolutely. Nick, great guy. He came with it. He was very knowledgeable, but he was also very funny. He said he was going to cuss a lot, didn't really cuss that much. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this is an adult show. You can say whatever you want to say, right? He didn't really cuss that much. So I was like, okay, whatever. Another one that I thought was really fun was when, was that this year? No, that wasn't this year. Never mind. That's it kind of, you kind of get skewed from it, don't you? Another one was Mia, obviously Mia from JT Mellick. She was screeching so much she made the internet go down. I don't know what happened. I left it all in there. I did not edit any of it. I left it all in there so you can see the failure, the power failure. She came back, I'm back, and then she's gone again, and then she's back, and then she's gone again. Whatever. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so happy she came on to talk to us. I would love to do a single barrel pick with JT Melick, but I don't have the money or the resources or anything like that. So if anybody want to go in halfsies or more than halfsies, let me know. Okay, number 3 or third. I would have to say, let me this episode right here shouldn't have been on the air. It was supposed to be a Patreon exclusive, but my Patreons are busy, I guess, doing other things. So it was episode 84, Whiskey House Collab Live. So the reason I put Whiskey House Collab, if you don't know Whiskey House Pub House, go follow them and listen to what they're doing. It was a live stream that I did, and it was going to be me and Dylan just talking. And then Psychman, one of my top tier Patreon, shout out Psychman, awesome dude. Yeah, he's been an OG from the beginning. So he came on and we went through some samples, and it was a lot of fun. It was just a bunch of guys hanging out. It was really, really a great time. It really was. I was really happy to be able to do that. Okay, let me look and see. I have to look. Okay, one of the ones, and I don't know if you guys thought it was good or not, but I did, was episode 70, Whiskey versus Moonshine. That one, to me, it was very information forward. I know a lot about a lot of things, right? But when I do research on certain things, like all this stuff pops up and I'm like, okay, there's a lot there. There's a lot to unpack, right? And I don't want you guys to go astray. I want you to get the information and deal with it. Obviously, I don't want you to take what I say as the gospel. It's not. So do research on my research, obviously. But if you just want a synopsis overview of the differences between whiskey and moonshine, other than the obvious ones, right? One isn't aged, one is, right? Obviously. But that's really wasn't what I was talking about on the episode. It was more legalities and stuff like that. It was, I don't know, it was really informational for me, especially. I'm going back and looking. Another one that I thought was really cool, and I don't know if we're at 5 yet or not, was my free and clear live stream. That one, to me, that was, February 3rd, 4th, whatever it was. I had just got the free and clear, these new headphones are kind of hurting my ears. Anyway, they're noise canceling, so I cannot hear anything other than myself, which is strange. I don't know if I like it or not, but the free and clear live stream to me was so much fun. It was me hanging out with Germ, hanging out with Marshall. Tyler came over for a little bit. It was a lot of fun. And I drank some whiskey. I drank probably more than I should have. I'm not going to lie. I did. I was excited. I had just done the barbecue competition, right? I was so excited and I could drink whiskey. I had just bought that Garrison Guadalupe and I cracked it open live. Man, it was a lot of fun. If you don't like the live streams, I get it. It's hard. It's really hard. One of the other ones, and this is the last one, that I really enjoyed, and you got to go way back, January 20th, was liquor store mistakes. 46 liquor store mistakes, part 3, the Texas edition. That one, to me, dude, that is what people want to hear about, right? When I go to the liquor store, what do I look for? I don't know. Right? I don't know what to look for. I want a good Texas whiskey, And these guys say they got a big Texas flag on there, and they got, it says Texas, blah, 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 whatever, Texas Star, Texas Crown, Select, whatever, blah, blah, blah. How do I know it's from Texas? And that was an excellent episode. And I feel like it really resounded with some people, but not all, obviously. Not everybody's going to like everything that I do, and that's okay. All right, so that was our top 5 or 6 or whatever. I will tell you this. I have, and the Patreon can attest to this, I have not released episodes because I didn't think they were good enough. Okay, so perfect example. This is the perfect example. The holiday gift guide episode I did. And Patreon, make sure that you watch the second edition, or I don't know if I'll call it bloopers, but did not use, maybe make sure you watch that and go and kind of like compare and contrast. So I recorded that episode twice, and I'll tell you why. And here's why. I recorded it the first time talking to not you. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to someone as if you gifted that episode to them, right? So as kind of a, I hate to say a stranger, but kind of a stranger, an outsider, just not really going into detail, not really doing my thing, not really being myself. I was a little bit more polished, and I did the episode, and as soon as I did, I read directly from my notes on a lot of it, which I do that, but like I was really stiff and didn't relax and wasn't talking to the people who listen to the episode no matter what. If you want to forward the episode to your better half, please do. Somebody's going to buy you a bottle? Hell yes, please. But I'm not catering my life to them. I'm not. If they want to listen, let them listen. If they don't like the way I present it, well, that's on them. That's not on me. I'm not going to change the way I do podcasts. I'm not going to change the way that I do things just to appease certain people. I'm not going to do it. So I didn't release the episode. So there's about 50 something minutes dead out there. So Patreon, make sure you go check that one out. It's not bad. There was nothing inherently bad about it. It just wasn't great. It just wasn't the best product I could put out. Well, it was a good product, but it wasn't what I wanted to put out. I'll just say it like that. And I've only done that. Let me think. I've only done that twice. And that was before I had Patreon. Earlier in the year, I did an episode and I was like, this is not good. This is not a good episode. I don't like it. So I didn't release it. I erased it. It's gone from history. It's gone from history. So yeah. Now I've learned, and those of you on the top tier Patreon, you get all the blooper reels, which are really fun. It's me I do like little Instagram posts and stuff like that, talking about, or ad reads or something like that. I'll literally do the ad read probably 10 times. It's not really fun, but I'm just like, shut up, like hoeing and hawing around. So that to me is I find it fun. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You don't have to watch it. But so let's I'm going to pause right here, and then we're going to talk about we are going to talk about our sponsor. Our sponsor for today is none other than Hinterhouse Distilling. Hinterhouse. Hinterhouse Distilling. They are out of Arnold, California, as you well know by now. They are doing American single malts. They are getting their grain from Admiral Malting, who is one of the first legal the first floor malting facility in California, and they were the first to go organic as well. Anyway, long story. I could do a whole episode on that, and might. Who knows? They are making single malts. They do bourbon. They source bourbon and finish it. They got gins, cordials, the Warming Hut, which I already talked to you guys about. They're doing some really cool stuff, and their whole thing is about discovery, and it's about figuring out what each grain tastes like. So like every batch of their American single malt that they do, they use different types of barley, different percentages of honey malt, or different percentages of biscuit, or carapils, and it has a list on the back of the label of all the malts that they use. So that's really cool. So batch 2 and batch 3 taste completely different because of different malts, right? And then batch 3 to 4, which they haven't came out 4 yet, but will be different. I'm sure they're already on batch 10 by now. They just haven't released them yet. But to me, as a whiskey nerd, that is super cool. That is super cool. And I can't thank Nate and his entire crew over there at Hinterhaus so much. I can't thank them enough for being a continued sponsor, hanging out with us, coming on the podcast. The whiskey that they make is amazing. I have it. It's awesome. I sample it out to everybody because I want them to try something cool and different. So if you want cool and different, go to HinterhausDistilling.com and pick you up a bottle. Tell them the Whiskey Shaman sent you. It won't give you anything. There's no coupon code or nothing yet, but there might be one day, but there's not right now. Just tell them, tell them I sent you, and they'll give me a pat on the back, or whatever. It makes me feel good. So thank you, Hinterhaus, for sponsoring, and my other sponsors. Just real fast, you know them, you love them. Bad Motivator Barrels. Go to badmotivatorbarrels.com. Use the pinned link in the comments down below, or in the description below. That is a monetary thing for me. If you want to click that, go buy you a barrel. This is the Infinity Barrel right here. I have American single malts and some scotches and other things in there, and they're aging away. And at the end of the year, I'm going to pull it all out and then redo it with something else. I'm thinking I'm going to do sticky bourbons that are going to be sherry finished. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you're a home brewer, home distiller, or just a guy that likes to mix stuff together and put it in a barrel, whatever. Go to Bad Motivator Barrels and pick you up one. And my buddy, Zach, C. Smith Whiskey and Mixology. Go give him a follow on Instagram. He's doing some really cool things with, he does barback stuff. He does bottle curations for people. He does private tastings. He works with distilleries and brands to help rep them, and he does amazing job. He is a juggernaut. He is a level 3 whiskey sommelier, so he knows his stuff. So, Z. Smith Whiskey and Mixology. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for all the support throughout all of this time. Thank you. So, let's move on. Sorry. So I got a new soundboard, as you well know. Dropped a little money. Not gonna lie, dropped a little money, but hopefully it sounds good. Hopefully everything is crispy and cheddar. I dropped some cheddar. Not gonna lie, dropped some cheddar on it. So let's do the closing. Now we're not leaving, but let's talk about. Let's reflect on the growth of the podcast. And I cannot thank you guys, the ones listening, the ones that have stuck with me through all this. I can't thank you enough. You guys are absolutely beasts. You guys are amazing. I love you. I literally love you, and I don't even know you. For supporting me, give me feedback. Let me know, because I want to produce, like I said earlier, I want to produce the best podcast for you and for myself, obviously. I'm doing this for me as well. This is therapy for me. So just let me know. But this year has been absolutely amazing. I can't complain about it one bit. I did complain about it, but I'm not complaining about it anymore. You have to go to Patreon for the complaints. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's really amazing when people want to talk to you. Does that make sense? Like, people want to talk to me now. I've had people reach out to me and be like, "Hey, I would love to come on your podcast." And I'm like, "Absolutely. What's your name again?" No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Don't do that. If I ever get that big, you have permission to smack me. You do. I love everyone, absolutely everybody who has came on this podcast and talked to me, from the people in the live stream, in the chat of the live stream, or the guests that came on. All of you, absolutely amazing, and I can't thank all of them enough. Everybody who's came on, from oh good lord, from Moose in the beginning, to, I guess the last one is going to be Rio Bravos, right? Is that the last one? If not, got a preview of next year. So let's talk about next year while we're on it. So next year, the plan is I want to do a couple of face-to-face interviews. Not all of them, a couple. I'm going to Andalusia. Now, we talked to Moose from Andalusia, and he told us the whole story. But I want to go talk to Ty and Tommy at the distillery, going over some samples, hopefully, about the backstory of the brand. Now, I love Moose to death, and he can come in on the thing as well. I would love to have him back on. I would love to repeat guests and say, "Hey, what's your status update?" You know what I mean? Something like that. But that one's in the works already, which is, awesome. One that you're going to see very soon is Larrikin. You haven't heard of them, have you? No, they are a Kentucky bourbon. Yeah, they are. Right next to Wild Turkey. Yeah, they are. But you've never heard of them, right? Well, you will. You will. Believe me. They are creating some amazing products. Absolutely amazing products. I have a couple in the works that I don't, we're in negotiation, as you will. Really, it's going to be really fun. Deer Hammer. Yeah, you ever heard of Deer Hammer? They're out of Colorado. I'm trying to get different places, not just Texas guys, right? I'm trying to get the rest of the Texas crew on here as well. We are doing the rum episode. I will have Marshall come on and we will do the rum episode. That will be a lot of fun. I'm going to do a brandy episode as well. I don't know who we will have on for that, because I don't know who knows brandy besides Nancy Fraley. Nancy Fraley come on, we talking about whiskey. I'm sorry. We're talking about some whiskey if Nancy Fraley comes on. She is eventually. She just doesn't know it yet. No, I've actually talked to her a couple of times. We're working out details. She's a very busy woman. So, what else? Okay, so this next year I have plans. I want to go. One of the things I want to do is I want to go teach. I want to go teach at the Wizard Academy. That's one of my goals for this next year, is to teach, and then honing my craft, honing this thing into what I want it to be. Now, it is what I want it to be right now, but it can always get better, right? The topics will get better. We've had some great topics, don't get me wrong, but I want the topics to be more centric, more something that you guys can be like, "Oh, I can't wait for that one to come out," right? Which, again, how much can you talk about whiskey? Obviously a lot, because I've been doing it for 2 years, 2 years. So yeah, but I don't know, I cannot wait to where more people, I guess this is the thing. I can't wait for more people to be like, "Hey, I want to come on your podcast," not me searching them out. Does that make sense? Now, again, if nobody ever wants to be on the podcast again, I understand. It's fine. We will continue. But I do the hard work. I do the long yards. I go out there and I do the thing, right? So take that for what it is. But I also want, how do I say it? I don't know how to say it the right way. It took me a second. It took me a second to get my wording on it because I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful and I don't want to sound like I am being bougie because I'm not. I am not being bougie one bit. I want for people to, I just want acceptance, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I want acceptance in this whiskey realm. I feel like people know who I am and they're like, okay, I know him, blah, blah, blah. But I would just a little bit of acceptance. But here's the thing. I'm also going to push forward. And it's one of those, like, it's like that saying. I don't know what the saying is right offhand, but I'm going to push forward no matter what. Right? Hate it or love it. You know what I mean? I think that's it. That's the game. It's the game. I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to do it. The underdog is on top. But I don't ever want to let that get to my head. I don't want to say fame. I'm not famous. I'm hoping to be a correspondent. Oh, let me tell you something that is really awesome that's going to happen this next year, and I totally forgot about it until just now. Breaking news. That's not it. No. Might as well be that one, right? Breaking news. I don't have that. I need to get that one, I guess. Anyway, breaking news. I am actually going to be a judge. I said it. Oh, God. At the courthouse. No, I am actually going to be a judge for the Texas Whiskey Festival. Absolutely. I got approached in a dark alley. No, I got approached by Jake over at the Texas Whiskey Fest, and he's like, you know your way around a bottle of whiskey, don't you? And I was like, oh, damn tootin', I do. No. He said, how would you like to come to the whiskey vault and help us pick a whiskey for the Texas Whiskey Fest blend? I think is what he said. I need your help. Oh, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. Scratch that. There you go. I need to mark these or something. Scratch that. It is to pick the best Texas whiskey. Yeah. So all the Texas whiskey brands give a sample to them, and then we go through the samples. You talk about props, bro. That's some props right there. So that's happening before the festival, obviously, because it's got to be done before the festival. So I'm excited to see what new brands are going to be there, which we've had a bunch of new brands on the podcast, right? I'm talking about Texas whiskey now. We've had a bunch of new brands on the podcast. I don't know why. Every time I talk, I start burping. It's gross, and I need to edit it out, but I'm not going to because guess what? It's live. Anyway, there's a lot of Texas brands out there that are not recognized as much as they should be, like Rio Bravos and the Shire, and there's a bunch. Don't even get me started. Texas Tail, all of these guys, right? They need to be brought to the forefront because they're doing really cool things. But what we're going to do, if I'm not mistaken, it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know, is we're going to do them blind. So we don't know what they are. We're just going to be like, do you like this whiskey? I'll be like, yes, I do. Or no. That's it. That's all we're going to have to do, which super cool, right? I can't believe that I get the opportunity to do that. So that is something to look forward to in 2024. Five. What are we talking about? Good Lord, I'm a year behind. Whatever. Man, that Garrison's amazing. It's amazing, dude. I'm nursing that thing for sure. But I'm having drips of it. It's really nice. I could drink a bottle of that for sure. Um, so upcoming topics. Let's talk about upcoming topics that I want to talk about. Like I said, I want to talk about rye a little bit more. I would love to get into um I don't know how to say this the right way. Um what So my buddies over at the Chill Filtered podcast, they always they're centered around a bottle. So a lot of their podcast is around a bottle that they're drinking, right? I don't want to copy that because that's not my deal. But I would like to do a showcase bottle, and talk about it on air and stuff like that. I think that would be fun. I've done little tasting videos on here, but I haven't really done like, hey, this is the 2025 version of Balcones single malt, whatever. I don't even know. Um, I would love to do that and like say, hey, I would like tell you guys or do a post or something about it and be like, hey, I'm going to be drinking this. Do you want to partake in that with me at the same time? That way, when I release the episode, you can be like, hey, we're drinking the same whiskey. That's kind of cool. In live streams, I like to do that, but I would like to do it at least once or twice next year. Have not a drink stream, but like have a say, hey, I'm going to be going over Wild Turkey Heritage bottle or what. I'm not going to get one of those; they're way too expensive. But I'm going over this bottle next week. If you want to pick it up, pick it up. And I mean, I don't get super expensive bottles, so it should be something you can get, right? And then let's go over it together, but you're listening to me go over it. Does that make sense? And disseminating through it what I'm tasting and smelling. I don't know. I thought that was something cool. Another thing that I want to talk about is paying your whiskey dues. Yeah. This one's been on the back burner for a long time because it could be pretty controversial. But as you well know, I don't give a crap. I say what I say. But paying your whiskey dues, meaning there's a lot of people out there. How do you say that? That are in the whiskey business that are just doing it for show. Does that make sense? They're just doing it for the clicks, the likes, the views, the followers. They're not doing it for the love of the craft, right? And I mean, I would never point anybody out. Obviously, I would not do that. You can find the ones I'm talking about fairly easily. I will do an episode on that. I don't know when, but eventually I will. So that's just some of the ones that I'm thinking of. There's a whole bunch. I have a whole list of episodes. I want to go into like maybe making some cocktails. Yeah, making some actually getting the ingredients, putting them together, and trying them with you. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below future episodes that you want to see, future guests you'd like to get on. Don't say the big six. The big six ain't coming on here. Okay, just get over it. And Diageo, well, yeah, we did have Emma, but Diageo ain't coming on here. I'm not going to get Ardbeg or Lafroig or any of those guys. Okay, so just no Wild Turkey, no, Jim Beam thing. I mean, I've asked them already, but I'm not going to say never, right? Because you never know. They might be like, you know what? Yes, I'd love to come on to your podcast, boy. That's a Kentucky accent if you ever heard one, right? Anyway, I digress. Again, I'm rambling at this point. I want to thank everybody so much for hanging out with me, for doing this year in review. It was a lot of fun. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and sticking around. And this year was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for next year. Next year is going to be a banger, as we know. But I mean, literally, it could be. Anyway, that's beside the point. Whatever. It's the end of anyway, stop. No. This has been so much fun. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me. I thank you to all the guests that have been on here, all the topics we talked about. It has been a ride. It has literally been a ride. We have gone through hell and came back stronger. So I appreciate you for hanging on with me and hanging in with me. And if you guys want to support monetarily, if you feel the need to spend some money, you can go to patreon.com/the whiskey shaman and you can support. You can get the video episode of this if you want it. If you want to watch it. If you don't, I get it. Who wants to see my ugly mug, right? I understand that. But for Christmas, I'm sending over samples for all of the patrons. All different, all catered to your specific palate. Because I know my Patreons by now, right? I know what they like and I know what they want. They want the taters. No, they want the good stuff. They want the expensive. I'm sorry. They want the bottom shelf crumb roll. No, they just want me to pee in a jar. No, I'm sorry. That went off. No, they are amazing. It's an amazing group over there. If you want to join, you can get in for as little as $1 a month. I'm taking it off. So if you're going to do it, come in now. It'll be a $5 tier because it's not worth anybody's while. Because the $1 thing you don't get anything other than I'll flick you a video every once in a while, maybe. So if you want to do that, patreon.com/the whiskey shaman. If not, I understand. Times are tight right now. So I get it. Y'all be good. Make sure you drink water. Have a great day. And until next time, keep your spirits up. Peace out.